evaluation of f is -3.
What'd you say? Hold on a second. Let me screen share now. QuickTime. Jada, the video is recorded from yesterday. You had to go back and watch it. You feeling okay? You were sick too? Everybody's sick. Hey, if you're sick, like, you know, bring a mask just for other people. Not for you, but just for other people. I don't know. You know, it's debatable whether masks help or not, but it may help. It may. I mean, it may reduce the spread because now it's a fall time. It's gonna be and only a couple days, like when till like yeah. But yeah, that's a big controversial thing. Man, my hair's messed up. All right, so let's see what we have. Isabel cannot see my iPad. Why is everything against me today? It's not working. Oh, there it is. All right. Any other question from yesterday's homework? Number 4. What the number 4 says?
It's the whole like function.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the function? This one? This one's number 3.
No, the other one.
What's the other one?
Yeah.
The piecewise function?
Yeah. But the f of -3, that's the function I have the graph.
F of -3, plug in the -3 into the x. So be y minus 3 is equal to -2 third times -3 plus 1. So it'll be -2 third times -2, y minus 3. And then that's equal to 4 over 3 plus 3. And that's equal to 13 over 3, I think. I'll still approve, so I guess I'm okay. Our students always find my mistakes. It's good though. Questions? Yes. 2b. Okay, so is that a fraction one? Okay, if you factor out 3, wait, 2b. Oh, using negative b over 2a, that's not too bad. Negative b over 2a is 12. Negative 12 over 2 times 3. That's going to be 10. That's equal to 12 minus 24 minus 10. And that's equal to minus 22. Is that okay? Did I do my math right? Okay, so then I'll just replace it. 3 times x plus 2 squared minus 22. And yeah. That's what I got. Now, how do you know it's right? 6-letter words. Decimals. You check. You graph one thing, you graph the other thing. See if it match. If it match, then that you did it right. If it didn't match, that means you did something wrong. Yes. No. Why isn't the opposite sign? Oh, yeah, this going to here is a plus sign, is an opposite sign, because your vertex is at -2, -22. So if it's a -2, then you have to have parentheses inside the opposite. Parentheses is going to be opposite. Now, again, you can check on decimals. You graph both things and you see what happened. I'm surprised nobody is asking B or C here. 1C, okay. 1C is just a parenthesis the first 2 terms. You're gonna get 3 divided by 2 square. Is that okay? And some people use decimals. I prefer use fraction. This is 9 over 4. So I have a net gain of 9/4. I have a net loss of 9/4 outside. So it'll be x. Now I keep this sign here because that's going to be -3/2 square and plus 5 minus 9/4. Now only thing I need to add, subtract a fraction. I don't know what a fraction is. 25 minus 9. So that's equal to x minus 3/2 squared and plus 16, right? Well, that doesn't make sense. It's 20/4, right? Yeah. Thank you, Austin. And this all in yesterday's video. Next one. Yes. I'm glad you asked that one. Finding x-intercept. You should be able to find y-intercept. That's easy. Everything in algebra, if you want to find y-intercept, that's the best thing for you to find, especially on SAT. If you can find y-intercept, automatically you can deductive reasoning, you can pick out what is the correct answer by 50%. So if you can find y-intercept, automatically you win 50% of the multiple choice questions. Because most of the time you can identify the y-intercept and you can look at the 3x squared at 3 is opening up. It's opening up with the correct y-intercept. You should be able to identify what is the right answer. I'm going to repeat myself again. If you can find y-intercept and you can see that A is 3, that means parabola is opening up. Through deductive reasoning for 4 choices, you can find the correct choices without finding anything else. Without finding x-intercept, without finding vertex, without finding axis symmetry. Even the question is like asking you like which following is correct axis symmetry or vertex. But you can figure out a lot of things just knowing some simple thing. You don't have to know everything. Now, for my test, you have to know everything. Unfortunately, because I will ask you everything and I'll graph like specifically. So let's start with the first part. Y-intercept. How do I find the y-intercept, Neil? Don't look at your paper. Look at the board. How do I find y-intercept? Who says that? Who whispered that? Amen. Bad advice. Bad advice. Okay. Katie, what do you think? How do I find y-intercept? Set what equal to 0? Good job. Set x equal to 0. It's always opposite equal to 0. So if they're looking for y-intercept, it's always x equal to 0. So if I just f of 0 here, it's going to be 3 times 0 squared plus 6 times 0. That's equal to -9. Now, I don't know how many of you guys told me the y-intercept is -9. It's not -9. What's the right answer? If you write it on the test, I will not give you credit this time. I gave you credit last time, but I won't give you credit this time. What is the y-intercept? Correct way to write y-intercept. 0, -9. Thank you. Okay, so that is the first thing. How do I find the axis symmetry? -b/2a. So it'd be -6/2 times 3. That's equal to what? -1. Find vertex. Well, how do I find vertex? Plug in -1. So it'll be 3 times -1 squared plus 6 times -1 minus 9. I don't know that. That's going to be 3 minus 6 minus 9 is equal to what? -12. So we got my vertex. You can even change to vertex form. It's going to be 3 times x plus 1 squared minus 12. And that's what Leah was asking earlier. Leah was asking, how come I change the sign? Inside the parentheses, it's always changing the sign, depends on where vertex is. So it's going to be opposite. It's inside the parentheses. We haven't asked how to find x-intercept yet. I was hoping you know. I was hoping you figure out. There was 3 ways to do it. But Brendan, how do I find x-intercept? Fucking 0 to y, which is also known as f of x. And what else do you do after that? Factor. Please don't tell me quadratic formula, because quadratic formula is only if it's something not factorable. But something is factorable like this, I will factor out 3. Right? Is that okay? And if I factor more, use a box. That's going to be x, and that's 3, 1, and that's 3x, x. Which one will be negative? Remember, this part is adding. A lot of you guys still refuse to use the box. It's actually much better factor than you will use. Now, this doesn't mean x equal to negative 3. You have set equal to 0. So that's called a, so this is called a factor form. So remember we talked about the other day, we talked about factor form. Is 3 times x minus 3 times x plus 1. That's called factor form. You gotta be able to factor it. If you're not able to factor it, use a quadratic formula. That's the worst come worst. But if you can factor it, I will want you to factor it. Always. I read it wrong here. Wait, it's x. No, x minus 3. Minus 3 plus 1, right? Okay. So this is a factor form. Oh, I read it wrong. My bad. So this one's plus 3 and minus 1. Okay, thank you. Because I can't read. All right. Now, with that being said, do you know what the x-intercept is? You guys should know something called zero product property. We talked about it before, right? Zero product property, that means what makes 0. So, and this is very important because x plus 3 equal to 0. If that's equal to 0, it's going to cause whole thing equal to 0. Aria, pay attention. X minus 1 equal to 0. And I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides, plus 1 on both sides. X equal to negative 3, x equal to 1. This is the 2 x-intercept, negative 3, 0, and a 1, 0. You have to be able to factor. Why is that important? In factor form, you can actually find vertex. Yes.
What happens to the 3 before?
3 before doesn't matter. It's just a stretch and compressed value. I'm going to show you on decimal. So let's just say x plus 3. Let's just say this, right? X plus 3. And x minus 1. I want to show you 2 things. One is the a value, the a in the front. That doesn't change. Okay, so that doesn't change anything except it's stretched or inverted. But you're still going to keep 2 same x-intercept. The x-intercept never change. It just stays the same. So that 3 doesn't matter. That 3 or 4 or 10, it just stretches as far as I can. It's like rubber band. Have you seen One Piece? It's a good show. Anyway, it's like the TV show right now. The Netflix TV show. It's actually pretty good. They have the cartoon, I know, that's like 8,000 episodes. And nobody want to watch that. And, but I thought the TV show is not bad. It's very close to the actual comic. It's pretty good though, I like it. So that it's gonna be negative 3 and 0 and 1, 0. Let me ask you a question. if I have this form, is it possible for me to find vertex or not? And that's going to be today's homework. And this is going to be really popular SAT questions to let you know, hey, can you find a vertex? But can you find a vertex from this form? Don't just wait for me to say it. Yes.
Wouldn't you like divide the two x-intercepts and then plug that back in?
Very good, Robert. So this, think about me. Who can do split here? Merle, you cannot do split. You look like a person who can do split. No. Anybody else can? No? Emily? No? You can't do a cartwheel? Nobody can do split here? Emerson? No? No? Okay. Any boys can do split? I don't know.
What?
Who? Jesus? I kind of want to see that, Jesus.
Maybe Neil can do one.
You might get real phone number this time if you can do split.
Maybe Neil can do one. You can ask him.
Neil? All right. So imagine that, and Robert is right. This is the x-intercept. It's a -3, and he was paying attention to the graph. That's the graph. So most of you guys gotta understand math by understanding rather than memorizing. So imagine that this is Jesus, and he decided to do somewhat a split right here, right? And you can do it upside down too. It could be like this. I don't know how to draw it upside down, but it was like this. Basically, if you have two legs on two x-intercepts, you split as far as you can find the average of 2 points. This is where the vertex is at. So I want you to write down something. At this form, it's called factor form. Now, I don't want you to memorize it, but I want you to understand it. The intercept could be P0 and Q0, which is the x-intercept. But the axis of symmetry is going to be P plus Q divided by 2. Why is P plus Q divided by 2? Because it's average of 2 points, like Robert says. Now, you can also find the vertex. So vertex, that is going to be P plus Q over 2 times plug in P plus Q over 2. That means plug in the value. In this case, I can figure out where the vertex is. Let's check it out, see if this is true. So what is a -3 plus 1 over 2? What is that? -1, right? Is that same thing what I found earlier, -1? Different way to get there. But in SAT, they prefer this way because they sometimes ask, they give you a factor form. Got it? Hi, Jay. Okay, so now how do I find the vertex? Same thing as what you did before. Once you find axis symmetry, plug it back in the equation. So I can plug it back into this equation. So let's say I'm going to plug in that -1 plus 3 times -1 minus 2 minus 1. And hopefully we got the same thing as before, which is -12. The same thing. So guess what? Jesus is actually upside down. His head is all the way to -12. So we're going to say this is -6. And here is a -12. So it's going to be -12 here. And y-intercept is where? -9. So its y-intercept is right here. There's a mirror image. So it's going to be a parabola like this. Does that make sense? Is it good? Now you just finished factor form today. We did factor form, we did standard form. Now you can get information on different kind of form. If I give you factor form, ask you to find isosymmetry, average your 2 points. I want to go through 3 things. One is, can I give you information as you find equation? So for example, can I tell you there's a vertex at, so now we find the vertex here, and Emily's birthday is on the other side. We have 2 different coordinates. It's possible for me to build an equation that based on this 2 coordinates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to decimals. I'm going to say it's possible to build, I forgot, it's 1126, right? And what's the other birthday? 7-6. Okay, so we have 2 separate points here. Is it possible to build me an equation that goes through those 2 points? And how would I do it? How would you do it, though? Yes, Brandon.
Use 11 and back.
Okay, that's not bad. You can do a better job than that, but... And you just got colder. Anybody else? How do I construct a parabola that 1126 is a vertex? I'm gonna label this. I'm gonna say it's vertex. And so you only need 2 points to graph a parabola, believe it or not. But 1 point has to be vertex. How would you propose to build an equation that goes through those 2 points? Yes,
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
no, that would be equation of line, so that doesn't help you because right now it's quadratic. Austin?
That's the vertex. Can't you just get the opposite point?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can get the opposite. It's called corresponding points, which is the other side, but that doesn't really help you immediately. It was only, hold on, we need to call someone else. Anybody else? Neil, what do you think?
And then put 7, 6 into the x divided by a.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so use the vertex form because you already have vertex, right? So can I just do a times x minus 11 squared plus 26? Does that make sense? Now I'm going to do that. I'm going to say y equal to a times x minus 11 parentheses square plus 26. And we're going to say at a. So now we have a vertex going this way, right? So this vertex can be any sorts of way. There's infinite among the possibility. But there's only one possibility go through a red dot. So then, like what Neil says, she says, well, don't we just plug in, we have an x, we have a y, and then the unknown is a, right? This is the unknown. Does that make sense? So can I just plug in 6 equal to a times 7 minus 11 squared plus 26. Now, a lot of you guys don't know how to solve problems, which is order operations. So first of all, order operation says we should do parentheses first. So it will be a times -4 squared plus 26. And that's equal to 16a plus 26. Does that make sense? I'm going to subtract the 16, 26 over. So that's going to be -20 equal to 16a. A equal to -20 over 16. Which is -4 over 3. Which is hopefully, wait, hold on a second. -5 over 4. Austin about going to say something. I feel it. Right? Yeah. -5 over 4. Negative 5 over 4. Do you see that? It's down to the perfections where you can actually predict two parts. Annika, when's your birthday? February 20. Okay, so it's almost Valentine. So that's going to be 2. I'm going to say negative 10 is okay. So we're going to have in some negative number. So this is a new vertex. And Aiden, when's your birthday? August 25th. Okay, so August 25th. And which one want to be a vertex? I think Annika has higher test score. So vertex. Okay, so can you build an equation that we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of this. Can you build an equation based on the vertex is at that part? And can you build me an equation that goes through both points? Ian? Yeah, we lost 15 minutes of lecture. And today you go home, the first thing you're gonna watch a video. Me yelling at you, wake up. Come on, don't just wait. You can wait things to happen. There's a vertex there. Check with each other what your vertex form is. Make sure Leila knows what she's doing. Leila, if you ask help.
Why did I do the exact same thing? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, wait, did you like move anything?
No, I literally have like
Fitness, right?
Well, no, it was like.
All three of you guys did the same thing?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I divided by wrong number like
Fitness should be a new group leader.
no.
No. A does not stand for axis symmetry. What?
I read it wrong, every single question into one, and it wasn't any single, every word was different.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know. All right, you guys should get equation. So y equal to x minus 2 square minus 10. And now, oops, did they go through that point? Actually, it's really close. We don't know what an A is. The A is very close to 1. I don't know what it is. So I don't know. What was your A? You guys, you get? Negative 35 over 36 or positive? Imagine I have Another birthday. So Brendan, what's your birthday? March 3rd. Okay, so March 3rd is not a good one. Sorry. Charlotte, when's your birthday? November 19th is a good one. Okay, so November and 19. Okay, so we have 2x-intercept. We have 2x-intercept. And we also have another point. Katie, what's your birthday? February 20. So there was 2